Today I'm going to be doing another Sims 4 video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I am basically going to compile all of the occult Sims in which one I like the most. Although I think you guys already know, and I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys know my favorite occult. I'll just give you a hint, but although, never mind, it'll just give it away. I'm not going to tell you. Currently, there's 5 different occult sims in the game, but 3 of them are really well made, and that come from their own game pack. The other 2 come from expansion packs. One is iconically from the first ever expansion pack, I think first ever pack to The Sims 4. No, the first ever pack was Outdoor Retreat, I forgot. Get to Work was the first ever expansion pack that we got for the game. 2015, guys, like that is 8 years ago. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 years ago. That is nearly a decade, and it's just insane how far this game has come. There's been the ups and downs, mostly downs, unfortunately, for a lot of simmers. There is some good news over the horizon, though. I think there's an old member coming back who left. I forgot her name. I think her name was Rachel. And she was on the Max's team, working on this, the packs and stuff. And I guess she left. And now she's coming back. And I don't know if this is good or bad. I think for the most part it's good, right? Like, I'm not even sure. But anyway, I really hope this game is going in the right direction from this change. And from this welcome, because I mean, I enjoy this game, and I know it's kind of wrong for me to say that because of its poor state. I don't think it's a bad game by any means. I think it's actually a really good game. I think it's a good sequel. There's a few things where it's lacking, like being able to have an open world. The Sims 3's version of that, though, however, seems to have like a bit of an issue with that. And that's when you're actually loading into the area and loading into the lot. There's literally no Sims. But here in The Sims 4, yeah, there's a loading screen. It's not open world, but at least there's damn Sims, right? Like, what's a Sims game without Sims? By the way, touche, Baxis. I really hope you guys add fairies. I hope they announce it soon. I mean, I doubt it's going to be anytime soon. I'm looking for them to actually announce it sometime in either October or maybe even November. It ain't going to be anytime soon. If we're lucky, it might even be early September, maybe even late September for the trailer. Because if they do it, my guess, alright, theoretically, it should be the trailer being announced early in the month, right? Kind of like Werewolves, right? To where the trailer released early in the month and the pack actually launched and basically in the middle of the month. The trailer launched on June 2nd and the pack actually launched on the 16th of the same month. So basically, trailer, launched 2nd or the 1st on the 2nd of June, and then 14 days later, which is 2 weeks, they would build a hype up. And people enjoy. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying. People enjoy, myself included. People enjoy werewolves, and I really enjoy werewolves. Unless you're playing the Quarry. Why am I using that game as an example? Yeah. So the first really well made occult was vampires. I don't have a vampire sim on my lot, but basically vampires have this cool little vampire energy need, and it's basically this bigger purple need on top of the other needs. Vampires are the only ones that don't need a pee, as far as I know. Actually, servos from Discovery University don't need a pee either, so yep, whoops. I got my calculations off. Life states are another thing in this game that I forgot to say. Life states are different from actual occult sims. Life states, Plant Sim, for an example, is not a permanent life state. It is temporarily and only lasts for 5 days. So if your sim becomes a plant sim, then they only last for 5 days. But werewolves, for example, they're permanent unless you find a cure, which is, possible if you want to, and that's even an aspiration if you really want to. You know, you can start with the werewolf sim and you can just, seek for the cure. I mean, it's all up to you. Um, but yeah, vampires have a really cool power tree. They have a cool little energy bar. They have a ranking system as well. It's really nice. They have a special grave and urn, of course, when they die. A cool plumb bob. Plumb bob is basically this to give you an idea. I'll quickly switch to Kurt here. And this one's for werewolves, for example. And then this one's for spellcasters. Well, no, whoops, that's not the one I was looking for. But this is one that's for... I can't speak. That's the one that's for spellcasters. And this is the one that's for werewolves. I really like the one that's for werewolves. Like, it fits them so much, in my personal opinion. What's weird is, unlike any of the plumb bob I've seen, there's no inside to the werewolf's plumb bob. I don't know why. But for spellcasters, there is. There's the inside. I'm going to show you guys real quick. See, that's just strange. I don't know why they didn't do the inside. That's a little strange. I guess it's because they've realized that they've done this in the past, and I guess they realized that they really didn't need to do it. So, as long as the outside's there, I don't care, because this adds a bit more of a flair to your game. Is the plumb bob, because it gives personality to your sims, because this will tell you that your sim's a special occult of some sort. I really hate the fact that I don't have any vampire sims. But, yeah. The second really well-polished occult sim is a spellcaster, and that is literally what I was just mentioning, literally 2 seconds ago. I want to get rid of these, there we go. Oh, I forgot to say, they have different, the need icon in the panel section is actually different. So for werewolves, it looks like this, and for spellcasters, it looks like this. So fitting, right? Like, it's so fitting. Like, I really like that. And vampires have one too, so vampires are not left out. But spellcasters, they're kind of like normal sims. There's one special thing about, spellcasters that really make them stand out, besides their actual ability. Or abilities, as I say. So they have spellcaster perks. They're the only occult in the game that actually have 6 ranks rather than 5. They start at Apprentice, they go to Neophyte, Alkali, Adept, Master, and Virtuoso. Virtuoso is the equivalent to being an Apex Werewolf or a Grandmaster Vampire. And they have these linear perks. They have to go from lowest to the highest, basically. So you have to have this one to get this one, and you have to have this one to get this one, and, mix and repeat. Also, spellcasters have 2 unique UIs, unlike any other cult. They have their regular perks menu, but they also have, you guessed it, their spellbook. And this is really when the magic happens. Pun intended, by the way. As you can see, the Schools of Magic, Andrew Roy's spellbook. A spellcaster is nothing but their trusty old spellbook. I can't read that word from here. Hold on, guys. I know what it is. Incantation, ritual, and elixir that a spellcaster has learned is recorded here. A spellcaster can learn new spells and potions, potion recipes from reading magical tomes, speaking to sages, or by practicing magic. Alchemy is potions, and then you have the 3 different types of magic. Yeah, practical magic, which is pretty much, standard stuff. Mostly for your spellcaster, it helps them out in the long run. Mischief magic, basically pranking sims, being mean to sims, yeah, that kind of thing. And then Untamed is kind of like in the middle, where you can do bad things and good things. Like Untamed, let's go right here. It's like Chilio. Chilio is kind of like a mischief spell. basically it freezes Sims, werewolves included, and it freezes them for like a few minutes. Um, Werewolves can break free though if they go on a rampage during that time. So I mean, and rampage, I might be asking, what is a werewolf rampage? Well, I'll get to that in just one moment because werewolves is the last one on this list. But you could see that there's a bunch. There's a bunch in each category, and that's what I really like. Spellcasters, that's not all though, guys. Spellcasters can have spellcaster curses, and these basically make it harder for your spellcaster to actually do things. They can get cursed more easily. They can't sleep. They can take a shower, but their hygiene doesn't actually go up. They can get cursed in many different unique ways, and it's really not that good for your spellcaster. Curses will actually appear right here, below this special orb. All spellcasters will have this, and that is called spellcaster charge. Now, as you can see, my charge is actually pretty high right now, but it's not that dangerous right now. It's actually, never mind, I take that back. It's kind of dangerous, but yeah. As your spellcaster charge increases, things will start to happen. So, your spellcaster becomes more powerful, but the thing is if they backfire, if their spells backfire on them, they can get cursed. But if your spellcaster charge is too high, they can have what's called a spellcaster overload. And this happens when their charge is too high, or if it's just max, basically. They have an overload, and they can even die. Yes, spellcasters have their special death. Oh yeah, vampires also have their special death by sunlight. I forgot to mention. Basically, vampires, if they're out in the sun for too long, the energy will start to deplete, and if their vampire energy is zero and depleted for too long out in the sun, they will perish because of the sunlight. Now, your spellcaster charge will go down eventually, but you can also use your discharge ability, which is a super early on perk to get. So, but it does have a very long cooldown per use, so it's not that good because it has a way too long of cooldown to actually forgive. It's just not worth it. It has like an 18-hour cooldown, and this can be cut in half almost by having the magical renouncance perk, which is a virtuoso perk. So you have to have virtuoso rank in order to actually have this perk. Otherwise, you will not be able to get it. One other thing that spellcasters can do, and vampires can do this as well. Werewolves can do it too. I don't even know why do I keep doing this to myself. I keep forgetting one main ingredient for every occult sim. That is being able to turn any sim into their profession. Basically, they're occult. So werewolves can turn other sims into werewolves, spellcasters can turn other sims into spellcasters, and vampires can turn other sims into vampires. And each one has a different method of having this. So vampires, you get it kind of early on. It's called like vampire creation. You get it at the minor rank, which is the second rank. For werewolves, you get it for the third werewolf rank, which I'm going to show you guys right now. It's the prime werewolf rank, and it's actually called Curse Bearer. And once you have this ability in profession, you have to have two abilities. So you have to have two oh my god, I can't pronounce that word. Why do I have trouble with that one word? It's the P word that I keep freaking mispronouncing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a pretty good reader, but I'm not the best reader. Like, I can't pronounce that word efficiently. Like, that's the best way to describe it. So, werewolves have to have two abilities to actually transform other sims more efficiently. Well, they can only, in reality, they can only have one, but there is a cost to pay. And basically, if you don't have your dormant ability called Transformation Mastery, dormant abilities are kind of like the spellcaster's spellbook. I can't speak. Basically, these are passive, and you can obtain them at any time by doing specific goals or tasks. And these dormant abilities allow you to do some cool things, like Lunar Epiphany, for example. You have to read 3 werewolf books to get this one, and basically, this means you can decipher any werewolf or a Moonwood Mill relic, and Moonwood Mill is the werewolf scam pack world, so that's the reason why this is here, obviously. Now, what I mean by transformation mastery is that they have this ability to transform. They have to have this ability to transform at any time. Because if they don't have this ability, you have to wait for their fury to go all the way up. Their fury is basically their animalistic, animalisticness, alright? That's basically how you pronounce that. Or how you describe it, alright? The higher the fury is, the more animalistic behavior they do. If it reaches max, they go on a rampage and they can't do much during this time. If they are successful into not scaring any Sims during this time, then they get this ability and it allows them to transform at will. If you have the Curse Bearer ability, and if you don't have Transformation Mastery, then you can still turn Sims. However, they will immediately go on a rampage. So no matter what their fury level is, it will go from there all the way to max instantly. And there's no going back. Once you do it, you can't undo it. It's physically impossible. Also, it's kind of a waste because during the rampage, you're going to scare Sims that way. There's just no avoiding it, and you can't scare any Sims to actually get the ability to transform at will. So, yeah. As I was mentioning earlier with spellcasters, this is what the werewolf plumb bob looks like. It's literally the moon phases, if I can go back for a second. As you can see, it's literally the freaking moon phases. Like, there's the waning gibbous, there's the full moon, there's the waxing gibbous, there's the... Actually, I think it's the other way around. Whoops, waning gibbous, waning crescent, waxing gibbous, full moon. I got them all, guys. I got them all. Alright. As expected, I mean, this wouldn't make any sense. I'm glad that they've done it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense if spellcasters have them and werewolves don't. But werewolves have special graves and urns when they die, because werewolves, at least in this universe, are not immortal. Well, that is until you get the Immortal Wolf ability. If you get this ability, or when you get this ability, rather, your werewolf is completely immune to death. So no matter what they do, they can't drown, they can't burn to death, they can't die by any way. They even fixed the old age problem too, so your werewolf doesn't actually die by old age anymore if you have aging turned on, so no need for that. And as expected, a full moon, which is a moon phase, I can't speak, your werewolves, unless they have the Lunar Resistance Werewolf ability, which is the Veteran ability, which is aka the 4th rank, and you will be able to resist the full moon's effects significantly. So significantly, in fact, that your werewolf can almost never go on a rampage ever again. Especially if you control your fury good. So your fury does go up over time. If your sim is exposed to things that they like for too long and too often, oftentimes your fury will actually decrease and go down over time because they're having a good time. They're not angry, they're not too mad, yeah. One other thing about werewolves, which is really cool, and you may notice these icons below their fury, and these are their temperaments. Every werewolf has these temperaments, and as they increase your werewolf, as they kind of appear, your werewolves get special kind of behaviors or moodlets or, special unique patterns. Like they can't get wet anymore, they can't get a job anymore, they get angry ever so often, and they have to fight to, get their overwhelming aggression out. And it's really cool. There's even a Three Little Piggies reference, too, if you have the big bad werewolf temperament. So, yeah. I really, really, really love all these occults. But, yeah. Sorry, guys. But werewolves are my favorite. They are literally, no doubt in my mind, they are my favorite. If it wasn't obvious enough, werewolves and Cass, which is create a sim, Cass is the equivalent to Creative Sim, and that's how we all know it in our hearts, is because it's CAS, C-A-S. Yeah. The reason why I love werewolves so much is the fact that they have just, like, so much available to it. Like, they have, the customization in CAS is almost unreal. Like, it's so good. Like, the customization is so good. Just like pets and horses now from Horse Ranch, you can pet on them. You can pet on them. Well, I think it's all the above except werewolves. It's kind of weird that I said that. What I meant to say was paint, not pet. Paint. In other words, you can paint on your werewolves. I actually have 2 werewolf sims. I have John Wolf as my other one. A fitting name. He's actually transformed right now, as you can see, and he's actually confident. I thought he was angry, but no, he's confident. He's actually he's kind of angry because of an aggravating conversation. As you can see, his fury is actually significantly higher than Kurt's fury. Kurt's fury is actually significantly lower, in fact, than John's. Yeah. I think I'm getting tired by explaining too much. Holy crap. Am I really getting tired by just explaining too much? I feel like I am. Andrew, stop explaining. God damn. I feel like I'm just getting tired by explaining, over-explaining myself. And when a werewolf is transformed outside of rampaging, so if their fury level is anywhere below, and I'm talking anywhere below max, it can be 99.9% full, and they can still return to normal. But if it's full, they can't. Instead, they can try to get out of the rampage by using the will to resist. By the way, this does have a chance to fail, and if it does fail, then you won't be able to use it again until the rampage. You won't be able to use it again until the next rampage, which is kind of annoying. But chance of succeeding does determine on your rank. So if you're in Apex, chances of succeeding are, they're significantly increased. So if you're a runt, which is werewolf rank 2, chances are it's going to fail. But if you're an Apex, it has a higher chance of succeeding. I do believe it is a 50% chance. Every rank is 5, every rank is like 5% higher chance, if I'm not mistaken. So like runt 25, veteran or no prime would be I don't know. I think I'm just going crazy. I think I just have all these conspiracy theories. I'm not even sure if they're all true. I'm not 100% sure. You'd think I would know all these things because of how much I play with werewolves. Like, I've probably had, like, 99.9% of the experience, and yet I don't know every single thing about it, and that's pretty insane. I don't know everything about vampires, and yet I don't even know anything about, spellcasters or vampires. You know how the world is. No one knows every single thing in the world. Like, not even Albert Einstein knew everything, alright? I guess the only person that knows everything is God. Or Jesus, if you will. God, Jesus, yeah. I think what I meant to say was Jesus. God, I think I am so tired. Like, I feel like I'm just talking too much, where I'm just getting exhausted. Go back and rewind. I was yawning so much less. Now I'm yawning like every 2 seconds. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Werewolves, this is the thing I like about werewolves, before I end this video, is that werewolves have one more special thing that every other occult don't have, and that is a special options in the pack settings. Because werewolves is a newer addition to the game, we do have a special settings just for them. As you can see, werewolves. Hold on, if I could do it. Dude, go back. Like, as you can see, like werewolves. So Moon Mill, like I said again in the video, is the special world for werewolves that your Sims can live in, but you don't have to be, like, werewolves are not tied to the one world. However, there is one weird experience I've had so far, and it's never going to change. Werewolves, they act differently when they're in Batu. And they can't transform, they can't do anything. Their fury doesn't even go up. Matter of fact, if their fury is like half or like three-quarters full, if you go to Batu, it's reset. Almost as if a spellcaster uses a discharge, almost. Going to Batu as a werewolf is like a free discharge with no cooldown. Like, for example, you can leave, go directly back, and it's not a cooldown. It happens like every single time. It's weird. I'm not sure, like... God, so tired for talking for some reason. I don't understand why. I'm so sorry, guys. Please, I'm not trying to be rude with anybody. It's just really weird that I'm getting tired just for talking. Like, I feel like I've overexerted myself just by freaking talking, and that is just ridiculously crazy. Like, is there anybody in the world that gets tired just by talking and speaking a lot? Like, I feel like I'm just a very talkative person, and that's not all bad, right? Like, we all have special traits. I may be rowdy. I may be hot-headed. I may be athletic. Not a sedentary lifestyle like myself. I am sedentary, I will admit, but at least I do drink water. I hope it's 2 liters a week, because apparently 2 liters a week is actually pretty good. If you get on that little water diet, that'd be fantastic. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys didn't find it too overwhelming. If you do want any more Sims 4 videos in the future, let me know, because I will gladly do it. And until next time, peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next Sims 4 video. Bye!